He has been voted twice the sexiest man alive in the village of Ninho do Açor. He bakes the most enigmatic and delicious cupcakes of the entire Beira Baixa. He is as kind as he is funny. He has the looks, the wits and the mustache. I give you Michael Lyons. Am I recording? Yes, I am. So, welcome to Ecositana, the builder specialized in wooden houses. Today we are in the lovely village of Ninho do Açor. You come all the way with your partner Randy to Portugal, to central Portugal, and you built yourself a new life here. So my first question is, why central Portugal?
Years ago we'd gone to Lisbon for a 14-day vacation, and we fell in love with Lisbon. I mean, it was just a beautiful city, beautiful people, wonderful food. Mm-hmm. And but the cost of living in Lisbon is astronomical.
Yeah.
And we both coming from small farm towns, we wanted some place where we could actually go back to our roots and grow our own vegetables and live a simpler life.
What I love about your house, it combines some elements of modernity, like a one-sloped roof, metal roof with gray color, gray aluminium windows, with vertical wooden cladding, with more rustic elements of a traditional wooden house, like the porch and the interior wooden ceiling and the wooden floor. So, how did you imagine your house before building it here in Portugal?
We were looking for something with a much smaller carbon footprint, you know, less square footage, of course, but we both grew up on farms, as I'd said earlier, and they were quaint wooden homes that we lived in, and that's what we were going for. But we loved the fact that we had such an excellent builder that he came up with the idea of helping us with making sure that the house was not just soundly built, but it was aesthetically pleasing to look at.
Most of our customers are Portuguese. We have fewer foreign customers, and one thing that we really like is customers that have experience in wooden house. And I know that in a vast majority of the United States of America, you were born in Indiana, but you lived in Alabama? No.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
Okay.
Born in Indiana on vacation.
Do you know Dr. Jones? Indiana
Dr.
Jones?
Oh yes, of course we do.
Yeah.
Yes, close friends.
Yeah. But there's a lot of construction in wood in America.
Yes.
Of course, it must be depending on where it is, diversified and how they build the house.
Yes.
But there's a lot of that, and you have that experience. And what would be for you the main differences between the way Ecositana built your house and the way they would build in America?
The biggest point is insulation, weatherproofing. You know, keeping the house cool, keeps the house cooler in the summertime, warmer in the wintertime. United States, yes, they build fine products, but there's one layer of insulation other than the waterproofing barrier that they put up. Mm-hmm. Here, you know, we lucked out with a builder that likes to almost overkill on the insulation because it's so important in Portugal.
But I was curious because in America there's a way superior experience in building wooden house than compared to here. But we actually have a way of building wooden house in Portugal. The skeleton, the way we build the house, is very Portuguese. It's traditional. It's,
yes. Much better grade of wood, thickness, width, much more than what they use in America.
At least in the States.
Yes, in the States that I know of, yes.
Would you recommend Ecositana to other people?
Yes, have. We'll continue to.
Thank you. What were the problems that you faced working with us? What would you say that if you were to go back, you would do differently or approach differently as to smooth the process of working with the Portuguese company?
We're both demanding people, and
he's laughing.
He's laughing. And we're both extremely impatient. So if we
I hadn't noticed.
You hadn't noticed?
Those very long emails I received Friday night chastising me, I hadn't noticed.
Well, we you know, when we signed our contract to build the house, we did not understand why the house wasn't ready the next day.
Yeah. But come on.
As far as changing anything that we did,
it's not about being better or worse. It's just that when you're used to something,
Yes.
people find what is common to be comforting. You know, they're used to something.
Well, you pointed that out to us, during the entire process. Do you really need?
Yeah.
And do you really need this? And it was like, in the long run, no, we didn't need it. I mean, you knew what we needed to fit our lives, and it all worked out perfect.
But it's funny because when you work with the client long enough, you kind of learn to know what is actually important for him and what is not important. And we experience with each client, you get to the bottom line of a house needs to be functional, to balance design and functionality.
And you were great at that. I mean, things that we thought were, it was this or nothing.
The exterior shower, very important.
Very, very important. Very.
The kitchen window.
The kitchen window.
But I opened it. You wanted
Yes,
it? It's
yes.
open.
And it's perfect.
The client is not the king and is not always right. The client should be involved in the process.
Yes.
It's part of the process.
Yes. And you did. You involved us in every single aspect of the house. And any questions that we had, or doubts or concerns, you quickly laid them aside and showed us what it was going to be like.
Now, as a builder, what we have to do, actually, when it's licensed, that's the problem of people building without licensing, we have to obey rules of safety. And we work with lots of different specialists, and then you ask your insurance to give you a regular, very cheap. How much do you pay per year? Something ridiculous.
It's $216
Euros.
per year.
Per year.
And just so everyone knows, that was what we were paying per month
Yeah.
in the United States.
Yeah. One thing that I wanted to discuss with you is what is the problem with the church and that bell?
That tells me when I need to get up.
Yeah.
That tells me when I need to have my coffee finished with,
Yeah.
hit the garden, have it done, have lunch, supper, and bedtime. And I love the sound. I will never, ever be disappointed with what I hear every day.
No, I know, like the sound of it. There's a party today. You were partying last night, right?
Oh, yes, yes. Saint Michael, Saint Miguel,
San Miguel. Yeah.
down on our city square.
And you have Saint Raphael in Tinalles. You can go there.
Yes.
Yeah, that's something that everybody that comes here likes. It's the sense of community. There's a saying that you never die of hunger in the Beira. There's always food. No one
Always
will die
food.
of, yeah.
There's very few days that we don't get up that a neighbor has fresh baked bread, vegetables from their garden. Last night, going down, anytime we go anywhere in Ninho, we have a language barrier because neither one of us speak Portuguese, other than the niceties of bom dia, bom tarde, bom noite. But that does not stop us or our neighbors from standing out at our gate for a half an hour, 45 minutes a day and talking.
So that's funny because you have like this community here, and also now online you have other communities. Pure Portugal, I also work with them, but that's something that actually helpful for foreigners because that language barrier over there, everybody meets and just speaks English and gives each other advice where to buy stuff,
Yes.
to whom to speak to. And that's a very interesting way of getting community outside your door or inside your door. You always can rely on someone or some experience, and that's something that's really new to Portugal. In fact,
Yes.
I can tell you that it's really recent and it's a very positive thing.
Yes, and having people asking questions. When you moved to Portugal, what did you do? How did you find? Where is this? And everybody is just like pours their hearts out. It's the good, the bad, and the ugly. But I would say that 99% of it is always a positive. Yes, it takes time to get your NIF and get through your paperwork, but follow your rules that they suggest, and it all
License your house.
Yes, license your house.
Takes time. It's tough, but
Takes a bit of time, but
But
we're good. We ain't going nowhere.
yeah.
They haven't called the police to come take us out yet.
So, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to interview Randall Sneed because he's occupied with his investigation, but I had written something in case I was able to interview him, because we have a love-hate relationship ongoing. So, he's a published author of a thrilling mystery novel that intertwines history and fiction called The League of Family. You can buy it on Amazon. It's a very, very interesting book. And you know, I read it in English, which is my third language, and it's really, really, really cool to read, really easy to read, and sometimes you have to go to the dictionary to read the word, but it's really nice how it takes historical facts and mingles them with something that he invented.
He came up with the book after our first trip to Lisbon, and that's where the entire book takes
It starts with I loved at night, I had to explain, with a quote of Andrea Merkel, not Angela, Andrea Merkel. So you really get immediately the point where this is going. His hobbies include lifting heavy rocks around his garden, partying all night with the locals, ingesting copious amounts of chorizo and wine, and writing long emails punishing me for not being good enough. The one and only Randall Forrest Smith. All in good joke. I'm gonna be punished because of that.
Yes, you'll receive an email tonight.
I'm gonna have to give a name for this video. I had some ideas. Two Americans lost in translation.
Oh, I love that. Two Americans lost in translation.
Yeah, let's go part 1, part 2.
Semi-lost.
Semi-lost in there. Okay. And did you give a name to your home yet?
Not yet. We've come up with some ideas, and Crazy Annie House.
Crazy Annie.
Crazy Annie House, the dog that barks at everything and is afraid of a shadow.
That's really like monkey music, like the House of the Rising Sun,
Yes, we've come up with a couple, and we'll play it out.
Yeah.
What, Randy? House of the Rising Sun. He says he likes that. Because trust me, when the sun comes up with all these windows, you do know the sun is up.
So you've been comfortable in the house so far?
Very. Not saying anything bad about the place we were living. In our rental, someone could be down 5 houses down and have their TV on. We could hear it in that rental. Someone can walk up on our porch here,
and you didn't.
We don't know they're there until they say something or they wave at us through the big window.
Good walls, good windows.
Good walls, good windows.
And you've been comfortable in summer. You'll be comfortable in winter as well. Especially wood in winter, you'll be very comfortable.
One last thing, one of my most favorite things, other than my views, is that the lovely Raphael, we demanded, and I say that demandingly, a screen door be provided.
The screen, I have Orlando, that is helping me with the video, as always, will take a shot of the screen window because that is very important. Come here, Orlando, come here. Take please a picture of the screen door. That is very important for the video. That's the key point, the screen video. The screen door.
And our screen door on the front door.
Yeah.
By the way, absolutely beautiful.
Randy designed it and we just executed what he imagined.
It works, it's beautiful, and it's nice to have the doors open and having air come through.
Thank you very much. Well, thank you for receiving us. You've been great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Love to your father, Laura, the babies.
And love to the beer you give me each time I come
here. The beer, did I have it? Would you like a beer?
I was waiting for a beer the whole time. I'm really dry.